Hey everybody, Rosematter here. Welcome to part 10 of my Higurashi When They Cry Watanagashi Let's Play. So in the last episode, the worst case scenario happened, which was not only Rika disappearing, but Sadako as well, and there was no trace of them. Have they been taken by Oishiro-sama, or is it something else? I am very anxious to find out. There is just so many people disappearing, and it's just a matter of, like, when is it going to happen to Keiichi and Shion next? Or is that even what's happening? Is it something completely different? Anyway, we're going to get into it and hopefully get some answers. I saw a ceiling I was familiar with. Though I was groggy from sleep, I did notice that I was in my futon, like I was every morning. I looked at my clock, and despite having turned in so late last night, I had awoken at precisely the same moment I always did. I'm so low on sleep, but I guess you really can get up at the same time every day. The secrets of the human body never cease to amaze me. If I went back to sleep like this, I would definitely not be waking up again. I spurred myself on and slipped out of my futon. Mom asked me about last night at breakfast. Apparently, we two had gotten a call asking if we knew where Rika-chan and Sadako were, and Mom vaguely understood that something serious was happening.
じゃあ、昨夜はお友達とみんなで夜遅くまで探してたの
？3時くらいまでかな。うん。
結局見つかったの？そのリカちゃんとサトコちゃんは。
Crunch. I warily bit into my toast. It really didn't have any taste. Just then we heard the chime go ding-dong. I looked up at the clock and saw it was about 5 minutes past my regular meeting time with Rena. It was her at the door. At least I don't have to worry about her like I did in the last chapter. Somebody made a good point in the comments in the last episode, was that Keiichi isn't quite so isolated in this episode. Like, he still, right now, can trust Rena. He could trust... Well, I don't know about MION right now, and I don't know about Shion, but he definitely has more of a support group, where in the last episode he was very isolated and in his own head and not knowing who he could trust, so at least right now I've got Rena on my side, and hopefully she won't turn on me.
少しは眠れたかな？何時間寝れたんだろうな。多分、鶏の足でも数えられるくらいだと思う。
So they're just gonna go to school, huh? Just like nothing happened? Rena seemed pretty sleep deprived as well. There was something missing from her usual spirit.
学校行くか？
その方がね、きっといいと思うの。
I guess it is a thing where it's like you want to try and keep up with your usual schedule and what you normally do to kind of take your mind off of things. She said, smiling, albeit stiffly. Rena was probably worrying her heart out about those two as well. Even so, she wanted to go to school.
今日お休みしたら、きっとケイチ君は病んで寝込んじゃうと思う。
That's true, but then you go to school and you see the empty seats with Rika and Sadako, and you can't really forget that.
私、そんなの嫌だから。だから、一緒に学校に行こ
う。わかった。ちょっと待っててくれ。すぐ支度するから。
I was just a little bit happy about Rena mustering that much consideration for me. We went to the place where we'd usually meet up with MION, but she was nowhere to be found. We were a little bit late today, so we thought she'd be waiting for us.
う。みーちゃん、さすがに今日は起きられないかもね。
あ、そうか。あいつにとっては昨日だけじゃないんだよな。一昨日の晩も村長さんを探して徹夜してるんだよな。
We waited for a bit. Time passed until it got to the point where it was okay for us to go on alone, and we exchanged glances.
どうする？もう少し待つか？
At that point, my brain, which had finally been woken up by the morning air, recalled the ominous words Oishi-san had left me with last night. I was looking up pronunciation guides, and I just kept looking at all it showed was the one for delicious. So he's gonna be Detective Delicious, I guess. I think it's Oishi. I think that's it. I'm not too sure. I tried. The leaders of the three families were disappearing one after the other. And next, it might be the Sonozaki's leader. Could MION have... No, that couldn't be.
行こう。 今日は寝かせておいてあげようよ。
And it was like Rena said, it's like maybe, or was it Keiichi or Rena who said something like, oh, she didn't wake up today, that's ominous. Rena gave me a pat on the back.
ミオン、本当にいるよな。
何か言ったかな。
あ、いや、独り言。行こうぜ。
The two of us headed to school by ourselves. On the way, we saw a bunch of our classmates accompanied by their parents. It even looked like some of them were being taken to school by car. Surprisingly, the principal was also standing watch at the school gate. I'd never seen that before.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
The principal was bowing to our classmates' guardians. The wooden sword leaning next to him was a little ominous.
前原くん、おはよう。龍宮くん、おはよ
おはようございます。
う。先生から大切なお話があるから、すぐに教室に入るように。いいかね。
Rena and I said nothing. The madness that only existed at night had finally crawled out into the sunlight. That's what it felt like. The hushed conversations that had been spreading for a while now all disappeared like an illusion the moment our teacher walked in the door. Silence dominated the classroom. The principal came in with our teacher as well. This was clearly not a normal morning.
まず、校長先生から大切なお話があります。校長先生、どうぞ。
The principal cleared his throat and approached the dais.
もう知っている生徒もおるだろう。
The classroom was dead silent. Everyone was staring at Rika-chan and Sadako's empty seats. The principal briefly and simply declared that Rika-chan and Sadako had gone missing. There wasn't a single person in the classroom who didn't already know. There seemed to be many, however, who couldn't accept it as the truth. It had been confirmed to them now by the principal's words. There were sobs throughout the classroom, and I heard a kid crying. They steadily spread throughout the whole room. The big-hearted principal wasn't able to keep his cool either.
はい、皆さん注目注目。今日から当分の間、登下校は保護者の方と一緒に行います。保護者の方の都合がつきにくい生徒は集団での登下校とします。プリントを作りましたので、よく読み、保護者の方にも必ず見せてください。いいですね。
The teacher's voice was a little abrasive. Not even she could conceal the strain she felt from this unprecedented, abnormal situation. They should have just canceled school today. However, Rena told me that the school was also like a nursery for the students whose parents both worked, so some of them wouldn't want school to be canceled.
では、授業を始めます。委員長はお休みですね。では日直、号令起立。
That feeling of wanting to maintain an everyday atmosphere, even if only in school, precisely because our lives had been messed up, was something that I agreed with at this point. I am worried about MION, because MION is someone close to both Shion and Keiichi. As for the teacher, who always had her lunch in the staff lounge, she ate in the classroom today. I had to laugh at her curry bento, which was just a rumor until now, but there was nobody to laugh with me. Yeah, it's just Rena and Keiichi, man. Rena brought her chair and lunch over to my seat. Today, it was only the two of us. The fact we didn't need to drag any other desks over was sad.
眠いね。
ああ、でももうそんなに気にならなくなったよ。むしろ今寝れるくらいのずぶとい神経が羨ましい。
そうかもね。
I was sleepy this morning, but my drowsiness had dissipated after coming to school and constantly feeling this incredible tension. Rena's bento box didn't have his usual luster. That was to be expected. Rena was up for a long time last night, too. She wouldn't have had time to make her lunch beforehand, since it's not like she would have gotten up early this morning.
遠慮なくつっつけよ。今日は素直に俺の弁当の方が立派なのを認めろ。
じゃあ遠慮なくいただくね。ああ、しそチーズのちくわ巻きなんて面白いな。
レナのだって。 今日のはレトルトだろうけどなかなかうまいぞ。
I realized the two of us were desperately trying to brighten the afternoon mood to its usual level as much as we could. I looked around the classroom, and it seemed like we were the only ones trying to do so, surrounded as we were by gloominess.
こうして2人だけでお弁当をつつき合ってると、なんだかなんだかだよね。
Oh, geez, that's the saddest laugh ever. Our laughter grew quieter. I was the first one to mess up.
ごめん。悪かった。
いいよ。仕方ないよ。
Our chopsticks both stopped moving. We couldn't keep it up anymore.
リカちゃんとサトコ、どこに行ったんだろうな。
I wonder if we're finally going to get to go to MION's house, this house that's been talked about how it's like a fortress, to check up on her. Those words might have sounded too miserable. Everyone was thinking it, using roundabout ways to address the topic, but I came right out and said it. I heard Rena catch her breath.
昨日ね、圭一くんがいなくなってる間にいろいろと話を聞いてたから、レナの知ってる限りを話すね。
昨べはすまなかった。頼む。
At that time, since they had arrived for support, Rena was helping the Ladies' Society cook the miso soup we'd had. They reported all of the information the villagers had gathered, and Rena said she overheard it.
でも結局何もわからなかったんだろう。学校が終わってから家に帰って2人で自転車に乗ってどこかへ行ったらしいということ以外は全く。
Mion had told me yesterday. We had no clues.
警察の人も家に帰ってからすぐに自転車で遊びに行ったんだろうって言ってる。家に帰ってからすぐに自転車で遊びに行くところと言ったら町かもしれないでしょ。だから沖宮の町でいなくなったんじゃないかって結論になってるみたい。警察は明るくなってから捜査範囲を沖宮にも広げるって言ってた。
In town. It makes sense why we couldn't find them, even though we searched all of Hinamizawa then. Still, something didn't fit. I had no basis for thinking that, just a gut feeling. I revealed something to Rika-chan that was likely very important to her that day. Then Rika-chan had told me to leave it to her. And then, what did she say? Oh right, if she didn't work hard, then something bad might happen to the dog too, I think. With all the talk of dogs and cats, I still didn't have the faintest idea what she really meant, but it might have been Rika-chan's way of saying this was a race against time. Damn it! I'd selfishly put my anxiety on Rika-chan and tried to run away. When I thought about it, I shouldn't have run back then. I should have asked her more about the dogs and cats. The more I think back on it, I really screwed up. Anyway, I don't think Rika-chan was in a situation where she would just go off to play somewhere. Of course, I didn't have any evidence or conviction to base that on. It was just a hunch.
町なんかに行くわけないと思うんだ。
圭一くんもそう思う？レナもそう思うよ。リカちゃんもサトコちゃんもひなみ沢でいなくなったに違いないの。
I looked back at Rena, startled. I could hear the conviction in those words. Without replying to my gaze, she took her bento box and went to the hallway.
お弁当箱を洗ってくるね。
She timed that in a way that broke off the conversation. Suddenly, I got the feeling that the next thing she had to say would be hard to say aloud in the classroom. I hurriedly grabbed my bento box and followed her. Rena didn't go to the kitchenette, but rather to the water fountains out back, where students seldom went. The water flowed down onto our bento boxes. During that time, Rena didn't say a word. Rena, please don't go nuts on me too. Please don't go all weird. Then after making sure there were no other students around, she finally opened her mouth to speak.
リカちゃんとサトコちゃんが町に遊びに行っていなくなったなんて、なんだか腑に落ちなくて、私なりにいろいろ聞いたり調べたりしたの。
聞いた？何を？
婦人会のおばさんたちにいろいろ。昨日のお味噌汁、お豆腐がいっぱい入ってたでしょ。富田豆腐店のおばあちゃんも来てたの。
The Tomita's tofu shop. Oh, I remember. That was one of the stores on the road leading to the hospital. Those huge lumps of tofu dancing in the bathtub-like cistern always looked nice and refreshing.
おばあちゃんね、昨日学校の帰り道にさとこちゃんがお店に寄ってお豆腐を買っていったのを覚えてたの。
豆腐？学校の帰り道にだろ。それが何か手がかりになるのか？
That was the fact, like, well, they were gonna have dinner or something. That's why she bought the tofu?
いいから聞いて。リカちゃんの家に行った時のこと覚えてるかな。
Oh, are they saying they never even made it home? Rena stepped away from the sinks and spread her arms wide to recreate the space of Rika-chan's room.
ガス台にお鍋がかけてあって、
Oh,
その
right.
中にお味噌汁が入ってたの。
Okay, they're like, why would they leave in the middle of cooking food?
中にはお豆腐が多分一丁の半分くらい入ってたと思う。残りの半分は冷蔵庫の中にあったの。
Look at Rena, you little detective. Good job.
冷ややっこにするつもりだったんだね。お皿に開けてラップがかけてあった。
As Rena explained, she walked around, as if she was really going through Rika-chan's room.
でもレナ、それが何だって言うんだ？
ケイチくん、お味噌汁のお豆腐って本当に最後の最後に入れるんだよ。つまりお料理してたリカちゃんか、もしくはさとこちゃんはお夕飯の時間の直前まであそこに立って料理をしていたことになるの。
夕食の時間の直前まで？
Wasn't everyone saying that their bikes weren't around, so they must have gone somewhere to play by themselves?
三角コーナーのゴミを見たらすごく不吉祥だった。食事やお弁当はほとんどリカちゃんが作ってるんだけど、たまにね、さとこちゃんがすることもあるの。だからその晩はさとこちゃんがお料理したんだね。
それってつまりさとこに関しては遊びに行かず夕食の準備をしてたってことなのか？
うん。それで私、炊飯釜も見てみたの。炊飯釜には2人分のご飯が炊けていた。
ってことは2人分の夕飯は作ったけど2人とも夕飯は食べなかった。そういうことか。
Gotta say, like Rena, you can write her off as being kind of spacey sometimes, but she can be really perceptive about things. Rena nodded.
それで次に冷蔵庫の中も見てみたの。そうしたら残り半分のお豆腐で作った冷ややっこがあったの。それだけじゃない。お夕飯用に作ったおかずも何皿かあって、それらにはみんなラップがされていた。
You usually plastic wrap things so you have leftovers for the next day. My mom does it all the time too, using them in breakfast or lunch.
そう。ラップって食べ残しとかを取っておくためにするものだよね。冷蔵庫に入れたということは、少なくともその晩のうちには食べないつもりだったということ。
そういうことになるのか？
ケイチくん、もっとよく考えて。
She's like, Keiichi, you idiot! Come on.
お夕飯を全く手つけずでラップしてあったんだよ。どういうことだと思う？
じゃあ夕食を食べる必要がなくなったわけだ。外食とか出前とかで。
それも突然にね。前もって決まっていたらお料理なんかしない。そしてお夕食は2人分用意されていた。つまりさとこちゃんは2人で食事ができると本当に直前までそう思って料理をしていたということなの。
So they're saying maybe somebody called them out to meet them?
じゃあ2人で遊びに行っていなくなったというのは間違いじゃないか。
そう。つまりいなくなったのはお夕飯ができて夕食に至るまでの本当にわずかな時間。多分7時頃くらい。
そんな時間に食事もせずに2人はどこへ行ったんだ？
当然そこに行き着くよね。ケイチくん覚えてるかな？ 折りたたみ机が置いてあって、その上にお醤油や箸立てなんかが置いてあったの。
There might have been something like that. I didn't remember.
お醤油の小瓶ね、空っぽだったの。もう一滴も入ってなかった。これじゃあ冷ややっこは美味しくないよね。だから私、流しの下にある醤油の大瓶を探してみたの。
よくそんなところにあるって知ってるな。
I was just about to say, I was like, Rena knows a lot about, their kitchen.
私もリカちゃんの家に行ってお料理したことあったから。
Rena cleared her throat, her face returning to a serious expression.
でね、流しの下を開けてみたら、醤油の大瓶が瓶ごとなかったの。
醤油の大瓶がないとどういう意味になるんだ？
ここから先は全部レナの想像だからね。だから最後まで口を挟まずに聞いていてね。
Last night, Sadako was making dinner like normal. Rika-chan usually watched TV until the food was ready, so she was probably lying down watching a variety show or something. Sadako put the tofu in the miso soup, and right when dinner was about to be ready, she noticed they were out of soy sauce. So Rika-chan, who had nothing to do, brought the big bottle of soy sauce to a neighbor's house to borrow theirs.
俺、ご近所付き合いってよくわからないんだが、醤油なんかって分けてもらえるものなのか？
Well, yeah, it's Rika. No one's gonna say no to her.
うん。ひなみ沢ではそんなに珍しいことじゃないよ。
So Rika-chan rode her bike out to get some soy sauce. No matter how long Sadako waited though, Rika-chan didn't come back. So then Sadako-chan called up the house where Rika-chan was going. Would Rika happen to be imposing on you? Something like that. Then the other person must have replied with something like this.
うちに食事の用意があるから、さとこちゃんもいらっしゃい。リカちゃんはもう食べてるよって。きっとそんな感じで呼び出したんだと思う。
Oh, wow. Okay, so Rena straight up saying that the neighbor lured Sadako over and did something to her too? I figured they were gonna say, oh, Rika never made it. Like, Rika never showed up and then Sadako went out looking for her and then she disappeared too. Sadako called Rika a few names in private and wrapped up the dinner she had made for them. She put it in the fridge so she could use it for breakfast and lunch the next day. Then Sadako got on her bike too, and headed for the house where Rika-chan was.
でもすでにこの時点でおかしいの。食事ってね、突然やってきた人に振る舞えるほど多めに作るものじゃないんだよ。
A veteran housewife would never normally make so much food that she could feed 2 extra people.
たまたま偶然作りすぎたことだって考えられるだろう。
それでも絶対に考えられない。
Rena flatly denied me.
だってリカちゃんはさとこちゃんが頑張って作ったお夕飯がもうできてることを知ってるんだよ。どんなにお夕飯を勧められたってさとこちゃんのお夕飯を無駄にするようなことをするわけがない。
This was all only circumstantial evidence and Rena's guesswork. Even so, it was all extremely convincing. It was the only ray of hope we had to topple the situation bereft of clues.
じゃあレナ、リカちゃんはどこへ醤油をもらいに行ったんだ？
That was the heart of it. It would have to be somewhere she'd be comfortable with asking for soy sauce, and somewhere Sadako wouldn't think it suspicious she'd been invited over for dinner. So who was it? Oh, don't tell me it was MION. Rena slowly shook her head.
レナの推理はここまで。
Oh man, come on, Rena.
あくまでも想像だからね。警察の人とかには内緒にしておいてね。
隠すことはないんじゃないか。仮に半分しか会ってないとしてもきっとヒントにはなると思うぞ。
ケイチ君、これってひなみ沢の人を疑うって意味だよ。確信もないのに村の人を疑えない。
Oh boy, why do I feel like Rena's gonna be the next to go? I saw a few girls coming over to rinse out their bento boxes. Rena cut the conversation short there and returned to the classroom. I stayed there alone, my body bathed in the lively voices of the cicadas. Let's think about this. In my own way. Rena had barely any information to go on, and yet she'd reasoned out that much. So there should be something that only I, who knew far more than Rena did, could deduce. Alright, I'm gonna continue to call him the Detective Delicious. Oishi said that last night too, but this incident was definitely occurring within Hinamizawa. Rena might not have wanted to believe it, but it's basically a given that the culprit is someone from the village. The trigger for everything was when the four of us trespassed in the forbidden storehouse. Somebody saw us going in there. For the culprits, breaking that taboo was a crime punishable by death. So that night, Tomitake-san and Takano-san were sacrificed. There were two left. Shion and myself. However, before the culprits bore their fangs on Shion and me, they went after the mayor to whom Shion had confessed her sin. Next, they went for Rika-chan, to whom I confessed my sin. Then what about Sadako? Just a stray bullet? By itself, Rika-chan being sacrificed after I told her everything was mortifying. So you think if that was the case, why would Takano-san and Tomitake-san, why would they be killed off so quickly? Would it not apply to them as well? Or is it just because they didn't tell anybody, so they got killed off right away? But Sadako, who was sacrificed for no reason, wasn't that all the more regrettable? Everything was my fault. Who would be next to disappear? Would it be Shion and me next time? Why? Why weren't the culprits going for Shion and me right away, though? If they had had enough power to erase the mayor and Rika-chan, then why not just get rid of Shion and me? If they went for us, well, I wouldn't like it, but I could still tolerate it. What I couldn't forgive was them getting rid of those we confessed to. Now that I think of it, yesterday Shion said something alarming. She felt like someone was watching her. So then, was someone watching me as well? Strangely though, I hadn't felt anything like that up until now. Even though I'm the root cause of everything, I never once had that impression. Maybe that was simply because Shion was more cautious than me, and I was just careless. That's another story though. Let's get back on track. Why weren't the culprits going after Shion and me? I felt like that's where the key to this lay. Could it be... was I making a big assumption that I shouldn't have been? I thought and thought, but I couldn't come up with an answer. The one thing I understood was that I was a concerned party to this case, and that I had a duty to watch over it until everything got resolved. I heard the ring of the bell declaring the end of lunch break. Would somebody else disappear tonight? If nobody else did, then I wanted them to get rid of me tonight for sure. And then put an end to all this. And that's the difference, whereas before he was fighting so hard against something happening to him, and here he's basically like, I just want it to be over with. Just kill me and get it over with and just leave my friends alone. Shion's hysterical voice on the phone last night came back to mind. They plan to murder those close to us first, make us as miserable as possible, and only then would they kill us. I wonder if that means maybe my parents are going to get killed too.
前原君、昼休みは終わりであるぞ。教室に戻りなさい。
At the principal's urging, I returned to the classroom, which was quiet as the streets at night. There were a lot of parents picking up their children after school. It was just like a kindergarten. The students whose parents didn't come went home as a group. We left school with everyone else, following the assigned route. Even while leaving, nobody said anything funny. They all looked like exhausted mountaineers silently marching through the mountains. As we went, one left, and then another, and in the end it was just Rena and me. I was supposed to escort Rena all the way to her house, but she declined. Uh-oh.
一人じゃ不用心だぞ。
No, famous last words, Rena, you gotta be more careful.
レナを送った後、一人で帰る圭一くんだって同じくらい不用心だよ。まだ明るいんだもの。大丈夫。
These are the famous last words. I'll be fine. Oh boy.
そうか。じゃあ気をつけてな。
And we still don't know what's going on with MION. Is she around still?
あれあれ、警察の人じゃないかな。
Uh-oh. Rena pointed to— oh no, pointed towards my house. Oh, right. That's right. Oishi said that he was gonna keep coming by every day until I said something. There was a car stopped in front of it. From out of that car came Oishi-san. He must have been waiting for my return to ambush me. Oishi-san started walking over wearing that annoying grin.
レナはもう行きな。あいつに絡まれると長い。
でも、どうして警察の人が圭一君に用があるんだろう。
Rena's a good person. Even when I made a fuss over Rika-chan's disappearance, she never asked me why I did. She could have been suspecting me ever since then, and that would have been okay. Even so, she still hadn't asked me anything. She didn't try to pressure me into revealing the truth.
俺は犯人じゃない。
そんなの知ってるよ。
でも、事件に何の関わりもないとは言い切れない。
Rena simply listened, smiling like she always did. Even though I insinuated I was related to the incident, she didn't look at me as though she were looking at something dirty.
今度は話すよ。
No, don't tell her, because then she's gonna be part of this too. Ah, man, Rena is so different in this chapter. It's nice having someone I can rely on.
待ってるね。
It's funny, whereas like like in the last one it was flipped. It was like Oishi was the only one that I felt like I could kind of confide in, and now he's the one that I'm like basically trying to avoid, and the Rena is the one I'm confiding in.
じゃあ早く行きな。
Rena gave me a slight bow and trotted away, leaving me alone with Oishi-san, who walked over.
どうもどうも。お帰りなさい、前原さん。
どうも。
ご家族はお留守みたいですね。いやはや困っていたんですよ。
He came all the way to my house? I could only thank my good fortune that my parents were absent. Since neither of them were around at this hour, they would probably be back late.
親父の仕事の関係で出かけてるんだと思います。帰りは遅いと思いますよ。
そうですか。それは好都合です。親御さんに変な思いをさせずに済みます。
Oishi-san pushed my back, prompting me to walk. It seemed like he wanted me to get in the car.
警察に連行するんですか？
I wasn't the culprit, but I was the cause of everything. It wouldn't be weird if he wanted to investigate me. That kind of gave me a resigned feeling.
いえ、立ち話もなんですから、車の中でお話ししようってだけですよ。さあ、どうぞ。
He opened the back door and urged me inside. If I got in, I wouldn't have a very easy time getting out. If I said no, however, then this man might really handcuff me and take me away. I couldn't refuse. I could only accept in good grace. The inside of the car had been cooled too much by the air conditioning, and there was a rusty smell coming from the filter, which must have been cleaned only rarely.
ありゃ、冷えすぎます？切りましょうか。
He turned off the engine, and it suddenly became quiet, and the voices of the Higurashi, with all their cool loneliness, snuck inside. Qua, 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 qua. It sounded to me like a chorus of voices lamenting my exorbitant punishment for having harbored such foolish curiosity. For a few moments, while listening to those voices, I myself lamented the days that had been twisted and distorted since that night. Oishi-san said, as if waiting for me to voluntarily begin talking, lit a cigarette and listened to the Higurashi. The silence became deafening, and I was the one who folded first.
捜査の方はどうなってるんですか？
捜査？何のですか？最近はいっぱいありすぎてどれのことやら。
全部です。
いいですよ。本当は報道管制の敷かれた秘密捜査なんですが、あなたには特別に聞かせてあげましょう。じゃあ最初の事件からいきます。
The freak deaths of Tomatake-san and Takano-san on the night of the Watanagashi.
こっちはお恥ずかしいかな。さっぱり進展なしです。 まずは富武さん、集団で暴行を受けた形跡はあるのですが、自分の喉をかき破るなんて異常な死に方の説明がつかないんです。何らかの薬物中毒を疑っているんですが、検出はされませんでした。
高野さんはどんな感じなんです？
同じくさっぱりです。焼死死体は検視が非常に困難でして、首を絞められた後にガソリンをかけられたんじゃないかと見ています。管轄がお隣の県警さんでね。あちらさん、自分たちの縄張りの事件だからってあんまり協力的じゃないんですよ。おっと、これは関係ない話ですね。
So the police didn't know anything other than the fact that the victims died inexplicably.
ですが犯行時間はおおむねお祭りが終わった直後だろうと見ています。高野さんの方はちょっとあやふやですが、富武さんとほぼ同じ時刻に殺害され、山中に遺棄されたと考えるのが妥当でしょうな。
どうしてわざわざ遠くの山まで死体を運んだんでしょう。富武さんも同じように遠くへ運べばよかったのに。
ありゃ、前原さん、あなたなかなかどうして鋭いですね。もちろん私もそこは注目すべき点だと思っていますよ。他にもいくつか不審点はありますが、まあ現時点でお話しできるのはこの
村長さんの方はどうですか？何か手がかりはありましたか？
Having exhausted that topic, I changed the subject. Otherwise, he might turn the conversation on me.
失踪された一日の足取りを調べました。手がかりになるようなものは見つかりませんでしたが、一応お話ししましょうか。
The mayor, Ch.2 Kimiyoshi, apparently he was suffering from severe hemorrhoids.
古い生まれの方って非常にプライドが高いんですよね。それで村長さん、誰にも内緒で鹿骨市内にある大学病院の肛門科に通われていたんです。失踪当日、村長さんは診察の予約が取ってあったんで、朝一で出かけられました。
Even I knew that big hospitals, like university hospitals, had a really long waiting time. Apparently, people would get in line hours beforehand, even if they had an appointment.
診察が終わったのは午後1時頃です。その後、病院内のレストランで軽食を取られ、雑誌を読みながら時間を潰されました。この辺りのことは自宅にあったお財布の中のレシートで分かってます。
There was nothing suspicious at all about that.
その日は夕方から神社の集会場で会合の予定があったんです。それで余裕を持ってお帰りになるはずだったんですが、途中電車で人身事故がありましてね。どうもそれで足止めを食ってしまったらしく、家に着いたのは会合の時間の直前でした。ご家族が大慌てで神社の集会場に出かけていく村長さんを目撃しています。
会合ってのは何だったんですか？確かその会合の帰り道に失踪してるんですよね。
会合は御三家と町会の主要役員が集まってのものでした。今年も起こってしまった連続開始事件の対応について協議したものと思われます。
So then, on his way home, the old man who had treated Shion like his own daughter, he was a dependable person who would encourage Shion whenever she felt pressured by anxiety, and yet, Shion's painful voice struck me right in the heart.
あれ？
どうなさいました？
I was taken aback by how strange my own voice sounded. What was it that just surprised me? Whoa, I squeezed my head with my hands to try and drag back out what I'd only realized for a split second. Remember, Keiichi Maibara, you just realized something. Something important. The night of Watanagashi. That was when everything started. That night, Takano-san and Tomatake-san died. The next morning, word of the incident had spread throughout Hinamizawa. They planned to talk about it during the evening meeting. The mayor, however, had an appointment at the hospital, and as planned, he went there without telling his family. He got a checkup at the hospital. Ate something. And then there was an unexpected delay on his train ride back. When he returned, the meeting was already about to start. The mayor changed clothes, got on his bicycle, and hurried to the assembly hall at the shrine as fast as he could. From when he heard about the incident on the night of Watanagashi until when he showed up at the assembly hall, everything he was doing that day was done in secret. During that time, nobody found out that he went to the hospital alone. He ate alone. And he got on the train alone. That all meant he had absolutely no contact with anyone else. You couldn't have even called him on the phone. Okay, but what does that mean, Keiichi Maibara? Why does that matter, Keiichi Maibara? Oh. Something with Shion, yep.
どうした？話せよ。俺たちの間で隠し事はなしだろ？
Wait.
のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So when would she have had a chance to tell him that? So is she saying that just to throw it out there that, like, people that you talk to disappear, so maybe she made Rika disappear? Oh, I don't know, that wouldn't make sense. Hold on. Like, because how would she... Keiichi did say something to Rika... Keiichi said something to Shion about how he told Rika as well, but at that point, she was probably already missing. So was Shion lying about that she told him? And that way, it would look like it had to do with the, maybe she was trying to take out the mayor because he was, part of another family? I don't know. Maybe, I'm guessing this has something to do with the Sonozakis. I told him everything. I told old man Kimiyoshi everything.
村長さんに、私、あの晩、最後でに忍び込んだこと、打ち明けたんです。誰かにそれを見られてて、私たちを狙っている人がいるって。
ああ、それで？
君吉のおじいちゃん、怒らなかった。そして、にっこり笑って、しおちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら、鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に、笑いながら、任せなさいって。
Sweat burst out of my body like bullets. They became one long strand and slid down from my forehead to my nose and fell. So then, what does that mean? Keiichi Maibara, no more playing dumb. When did she tell him? Shion said she learned of the incident from a phone call her father had made that morning. The mayor had left the house first thing in the morning for his appointment at the hospital. He didn't tell anybody where he was going. Nobody knew about him going to the university hospital. Furthermore, his train ride back to his house was delayed by an accident. As soon as he got home, he rushed out to the assembly hall. Then the meeting at the assembly hall began, and continued until it was dark out. Then everyone left. Nobody saw him after the meeting was over. He just disappeared. Which meant...
Maibara-san.
Come on, Keiichi.
大丈夫ですか？
Come on, man.
やっぱり暑いんならクーラー入れますよ。
Another part of me was messing with my thoughts, demanding I didn't think any further than that. My head was pounding violently, and the fluids packed inside it all blended together until nothing made sense. It was just about to settle, yet it had been smashed and melted in the blink of an eye, no longer able to retain its shape.
前原さん、もしもし。
はい。
Oishi-san lit yet another cigarette. There was yet another cigarette butt placed in the ashtray. Was it displaying the passage of time? Had my thoughts been frozen over for that long?
私、知ってる限りのことを話したつもりです。
And the problem is, if he says it to him, then Keiichi's gonna be next. If Shion did have something to do with these disappearances, and she's tipped off that he told a cop about it, Keiichi's done for.
お返しに、今度は前原さんの話を聞かせてもらってもいいですよね。
And there's all the talk about how Shion can be a manipulative person, so she could have been, faking it really well, been a good actress and pretended like she was upset that the mayor was gone when she knew, and she might have been part of it. My mind had become a gigantic oozing mess. My brain felt like it had been totally minced by the blades of a blender, and I couldn't think.
ほらほら、また黙り込む。もし誤解があるようなら先に解いておきたいんですがね。私は別にあなたが犯人だなんて思っちゃいないんです。
Oishi-san gave me his best attempt at an adult smile.
あの晩、あなたたち4人が西宮殿に忍び込んだことは知っています。次の日にはもう村の知る人は誰でも知る噂になってましたからね。それ自体は不法侵入として問われるべきことですが、問題はそれじゃない。そこで何があったかなんです。忍び込んだ人間が次々と犠牲になるような何があったのか。
何もなかったです。
As soon as I said it, I regretted confirming my presence there, but I knew it didn't matter anymore.
本当に何もなかったんですか？だって現にこうして中に入った人たちが次々と犠牲になってるんですよ。しかも扉の鍵を付け替えた村長やリカさんまで犠牲に。それだけの事態を引き起こす何があの中にあったんです？
Perhaps I was Oishi-san's goal all along, but again, that didn't matter anymore.
大昔に使った拷問道具がたくさんしまってありました。それを高野さんたちと見て回りました。
本当にそれだけ？
本当にそれだけです。
口封じをされるようなとんでもないものが隠してあったんじゃないですか？例えば覚醒剤の山とか消しの秘密工場があったとか、あるいはソ連か中国あたりの拳銃が山ほど積まれていたと。不審な木箱やコンテナが山積みされてませんでしたか？
There was nothing as exaggerated as what Oishi-san was hoping for, but I felt like in a way there was plenty of terrible things hidden in there. From the perspective of someone who viewed the storehouse as sacred, whether or not I thought I'd seen some crazy things didn't matter in the slightest. The four of us broke the taboo. Punish us. That should have been what happened.
あの西宮殿に何か秘密があるんじゃないかと思って捜査令状を請求したんですがね。もう空前絶後の妨害工作がありまして、信仰の対象に対する侮辱であり、憲法で定めた信仰の自由をなんたらかんたら。
Oh, that's right. Yeah, in the last episode, it was someone from MION's family who was saying like that they can't go in there. So there's definitely something up with the Sonozaki family. They are trying to hide something.
いやもうだから実際に入ったあなたに聞くほかはなかったんですよ。
本当に古い錆びて埃をかぶった拷問道具しかなかったです。他に目立つものなんて何もなかったです。
では富武さんたちが殺されたのは禁忌を破ったからという制裁だけなんですかね。
I didn't have an answer for the only part.
もういちいち隠しませんけどね。あなただけが今日まで被害を免れてるんです。
Wait, what? So something happened to Shion?
あなた以外は全員が消えたのに、
Oh
あ
no.
なただけが無事なんです。
So something did happen to Shion.
あなたが無事で、あなた以外が被害に遭う。どんな違いがあったのか。
And I'm wondering too, there's this whole thing about how Shion and MION, they talk over and over about how easy it is for them to like disguise themselves as each other, so maybe that has something to do with it. And then MION has been kind of MIA for the past day as well, so maybe there was a switcheroo or something.
それが知りたいんです。
There's something, it's something to do with the Sonozakis. That is my guess with these disappearances. There was something wrong with what Oishi-san was saying. You alone. You alone. What?
ちょっと待ってください。あなただけがってどういう意味ですか？
ですからあなただけが最後の生き残りなんじゃないですか。西宮殿に忍び込んだコソ泥4人組の。
The only one left alive? Hold on. Shion was still...
あの晩に富武二郎さんと
Oh,
高野美代さんが死に、翌日園崎紫音さんが失踪しました。
Oh man. Oh, I guess it makes sense. It's like we were so busy worrying about Rika and Sadako, and Shion is in a different prefecture, so it's like it would be kind of easy to not notice that she was missing. Wait a minute. Did I talk to Shion? Was that Mion disguised as Shion when she called me? What?
あなただけが無事に今日までを過ごしてるんだ。
Duh. Oh my god. Yes, that's right, because yeah, and then that was the night that we said that Shion said that Rika, I was talking about Rika, and then I went to look for Rika. Oh my god. Was that Mion disguised as Shion who called me, and that's how she knew? Or that's like she said that lie about how talk to the mayor? Oh my gosh.
なぜあなただけなのか。
My brain just exploded.
私はそれが知りたいと言ってるんです。
シオンが失踪したって？そんなバカな。
I unintentionally raised my voice, but I didn't care about that. Tomitake-san died. Takano-san died. And Shion disappeared? When did she disappear? What is this guy talking about?
ありゃ？とっくにご存知だったとばかり。
そんなのは初めて聞いた。シオンが失踪した？いつ？
遡ると渡長市の次の日に失踪していたことになります。
Oh my god, that was totally... Mion was disguising herself as Shion the whole time after that, when she called me. Going back a bit. Stop saying stuff I don't understand.
園崎紫音さんはその日の気分で親類の家を泊まり歩いたりしますので、所在不明が当たり前なんですよ。
Now I'm like, Mion totally did it. Mion totally had something to do with Shion's disappearance. I'm guessing this, and then she disguised herself as Shion.
学校も気分一つでよく休みますしね。先生も困り果ててました。
そんなことは聞いてない。シオンはいつ失踪したかって聞いてるんだ。
ですから渡長市の次の日です。
The fluids in my body all reversed direction. I lost my sense of balance, and everything I could see started to warp and twist out of shape. I simply couldn't endure it. Hang on. Shion had already disappeared? Then, that night, that call, that phone call, who was that? She called me every night. She encouraged me. We vowed we would do our best to live on and not be erased. Oh my god. Was that Mion saying that, and then that way she could get the information, and that's why she knew I had done all those things. Yes, that should have been a phone call with Shion. Should have been a phone call with Shion.
学校は平気で休むし、それを自宅に知らせても取り合ってもらえないから、学校もいちいち電話しない。そんなこんなで、彼女が失踪したことに気づくのに、だいぶ時間がかかったんですよ。
I felt a stabbing pain like needles were being pushed into every pore of my body. It started on my back and began spreading throughout the rest of me. When it had completely covered the surface of my skin, it began to worm its way inside my stomach as well.
ほら、覚えてませんか。渡長市の次の日に、私たち図書館でお会いしたでしょう。あの時、シオンさんもいましたよね。あれが最後の目撃なんです。あの後、彼女の所在は確認されてない。
Oh my goodness.
そんなバカな。
That day, Uishi-san had only caught me, and Shion bounded away, lying she needed to go to work. Didn't she call me that night?
エンジェルモートっていうファミレスのバイトですよね。あの日から無断欠勤です。今日に至るまで全てを無断欠勤してるんです。お店の人も連絡を取ろうにも取れず困りきってましたよ。
そんなバカな。
状況証拠だけですがね。図書館でお別れしてからバイト先に向かうまでこの間に失踪したと考えるのが妥当でしょうね。
That's crazy though, because like they were in a city, like she just disappeared and nobody noticed? Right after Shion ran away without me?
ご存知なかったみたいですね。なら先に話せばもっと話が早かったかな。もうこれでご理解いただけたでしょう。あとはあなただけなんです。あなただけが西宮殿に忍び込んだ4人の生き残りなんです。
It couldn't be. It just couldn't be.
次に何か起こるとすれば、それは前原さん、どうかご理解を。
But if MION is behind this, like, why would she, like, Rika and Sadako, I don't want to believe she would do anything to them. I mean, yes, her sister, but obviously they had issues. I'm not saying that MION would resort to murder. I don't know what to think. I feel like MION has something to do with this. Not necessarily the murders, but, like, the fact that she did, you know, that called me, pretended to be Shion, and lied about, you know, the whole thing with the mayor. What is going on? It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. Shion had already disappeared? That couldn't be. It couldn't be. I talked to her the day before yesterday. I talked to her last night. She was going to call me again today. That was Shion on the phone. Shion on the phone. It was from Shion. From Shion.
シオンさんはとっくに失踪してるんです。
So if I get a call tonight, I know for sure it's MION.
次はあなたなんですよ。
And then I'll have to pretend like I think it's Shion. Then who was on the phone those past nights? Who was on the phone those past nights? Who was on the phone those past nights?
そんなバカな。
Wow, so not only was it Shion, or not Shion, like last night, but it's implying that it was MION the other nights as well? Just like basically needling me for information? Oh my god, wow, what a mindfuck that chapter was. Everything's been flipped now. I thought it was Shion who had something to do with this, but now she's gone. Or maybe not. I don't know with this damn game. And now he's by himself because his parents are out of town, so this is great. I lay down on the couch and stayed there dazed for a while. My mind was completely blank. I couldn't think about anything for more than a few seconds. There was a note in my house saying Mom and Dad would be home late and I should have some ramen or something for dinner. I could make it whenever I got hungry, but I had no appetite, so I just stared blankly at the ceiling without eating anything. The hands of the clock were already pointing at 10. Would I get another phone call like that today? Even though Shion had already disappeared, would she still call me? Where were they calling from, and who were they? The more I thought about it, the more I started to tremble. I even thought about just disconnecting the phone line. If I had been thinking a little less logically, I really would have done it too. Hold on, Keiichi Maibara. Oishi-san admitted it himself, didn't he? That Shion went missing a lot? Couldn't she have just gone to relatives that Oishi-san didn't know about and have been there ever since? Shion and I were both being targeted by somebody, so it wouldn't be strange to think she went somewhere she usually didn't in order to hide. That must have been why Oishi-san couldn't locate her and why he labeled her a disappearance. Yeah, that had to be it. Shion hadn't disappeared at all. Then my right hand moved of its own volition and slapped me on the cheek. Its cold sting let me calm down a little.
都合よく考えすぎるなよ、前原圭一。
I knew I didn't want to admit she had disappeared. Admitting it would mean something terrifying was definitely happening. I just needed to figure out whether Shion was the one on the phone or not. Would I ask her if she was actually Shion? That seemed like an incredibly absurd thing to do.
でも逃げるな、圭一。
If the person on the other end still believed I thought she was Shion, then that gave me a tiny advantage. Casually, completely casually, I would listen to what she had to say and fend her off. I would tear the skin off the monster. It would definitely be really scary for me. However, as the last survivor of the people who went into the storehouse that night, this was my duty to perform. Oh, because we know how good of a liar Keiichi is, this shouldn't turn out badly at all. Still, then who would call me and pretend to be Shion? I may have only heard her over the phone, but her voice shouldn't be that easy to replicate. That was definitely Shion's voice. It sounded just like her. It could have only been Shion. There was someone, though, wasn't there? Someone who sounded just like Shion. MION. MION. Who else could have done this? At this point, seriously, after all this time, all those little things that didn't quite make sense about MION until now overwhelmed my mind. Like being questioned about sneaking into the ritual storehouse, and how she shook the ladder while spouting curses. Who else could have... Why, though? Why would MION... I thought back to the things about the Sonozaki family that I had heard from Oishi-san and Shion. MION was always entangled in the incidents, in a position where she was omnipotent. Some of that information included things that Shion had told me after she disappeared. I madly scratched at my head. Courage, give me the courage. Just a little bit of courage to pick up the phone. I know it will ring tonight. It would be so easy to run away. That, though, would be the same as making it easy for them to erase me. I cannot run. I must stand up and face it. After all, the next sacrifice would definitely be me. I was sure Shion would use tricky words to try and trap me. Be careful, be careful. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. Oh, here we go. Come on, Keiichi. At that point, it rang. The phone rang, and I didn't know where the call was coming from. Shion had disappeared. Disappeared a long time ago. Disappeared the night after Watanagashi. Yet, until today, she had been calling me like nothing happened. Now again tonight. Watch, he picks it up and it's his parents, and it's just like, oh, okay. The people that had disappeared, their corpses haven't been found. I really didn't think they were alive. So if it really was Shion on the other end, then did that mean she was calling me from another world? Of course that couldn't be. A living being was calling me, pretending to be Shion. Shion was long gone, and yet, as though she were alive and well, the phone continued its incessant ringing. I didn't want to pick up if I didn't have to. I had just concluded, though, that not doing so wouldn't solve anything. Then, what would I do after I answered it? Would I immediately declare she wasn't Shion and ask who she was? Alternatively, would I pretend I was still fooled and try to grab her by the tail?
それが一番安全かもしれないよな。
What I was most afraid of was what the person on the phone would do when she realized I knew she wasn't Shion. However, as long as I continued to let her think I was fooled, she wouldn't do anything extreme, right? If I just make sure to be careful, that should be the safest option. I've made up my mind. I'll answer the phone. Please do, that phone ringing is driving me crazy. Once I do that, I'll talk to her as if nothing happened. That wasn't all I'd do this time, though. I'd scope her out. Who was she? What was she thinking? And what was she after? MION probably already knows that I talked to Oishi. Why was she doing this? Was she really the one who killed Tomitake-san and Takano-san? What happened to the mayor? What happened to Rika-chan and Sadako? I reached out for the receiver, my arm trembling. There were too many things I wanted to know. Too many things I wanted to ask. I was scared. I should start by picking up the phone. Pick it up, Keiichi. Pick it up, Keiichi.
もしもし。
Oh, how relieved I would have been if it hadn't been a call from Shion.
あ、ケイちゃんですか？私です。シオンです。
My momentary, convenient, and above all fleeting prediction was ripped into 1,000 pieces. I couldn't help shaking at this point. Get ready for this.
電話、なかなか出なかったんで、お留守かと思って切ろうとしてたんですよ。
Already, even before he's picked up the phone, he's already made her suspicious with how long it took. He's already on the defensive here.
ごめん。ちょっとお風呂に入っててさ。
それでも、ご家族の方が電話を取りませんか？ひょっとして、ケイちゃんの家、今ご両親はお留
Yeah,
守
great. Let's just let her know that I'm by myself. That's a great idea. I failed. I let her in on a fatal piece of information that I was currently the only one at my house.
いや、別に留守ってわけじゃ。そんなことより、聞いたか？リカちゃんとサトコの件。
いえ、結局、あの後どうなったんですか？見つかったんですか？
ああ、 見つからなかった。
ケイちゃん、どうか気を落とさないで。
If Oishi-san hadn't let me know, then I might have allowed myself to shed a tear or two at Shion's considerate words. Instead, now that it had come to this, I couldn't take her words at face value. This person on the other end of the receiver. The more perfect as Shion they were, the more my blood curdled in fear.
リカちゃんとサトコはさらわれたんだよな。
はい。それは間違いないでしょうね。
Just how cruel and grave a meaning did those words hold? Their weight astonished me, and a moment later I was overcome with numbness and felt like I would pass out. I had asked if Rika-chan and Sadako had been kidnapped. Shion, in turn, had answered that there wasn't much doubt. That cruel meaning behind her words.
リカちゃんとサトコは、いや、ごめん。村長さんはさらわれてどうなったと思う？まだ生きてるんだろうか？
What happened to Rika-chan and Sadako after they were kidnapped? That's what I wanted to ask, but I frantically caught myself. What if she had given that question, a terrifying response in such a way to sound like it had nothing to do with her? I was scared of that, so I immediately brought up the mayor. That said, however, much I talked about the mayor... Ooh! Okay.
おいおい、そんなにあっさり。
And, like, there's no emotion in her voice, whereas, like, yesterday she was so upset about the mayor, you know, being so close to her. And now she's so matter-of-fact about it. She knows, she totally knows, and that's why she's basically, like, probably saying to Keiichi, and that's what's gonna happen to you. The world started to bend so much I almost lost my balance. The scenery in my eyes whirled around and around like the hands of a clock and tried to swallow me whole from beneath. I frantically put a hand on the wall to support myself. A moment later, a severe nausea welled up within me. How was she saying such things so lightly?
殺しちゃうって、そんなにあっさり。人の命を何だと思ってやがるんだ。
恐ろしいことだとは思いますが。
This music is new.
多分そうではないかと。
This is like boss music from like an RPG from the 90s. If the mayor was killed, then did that mean the same had happened to Rika-chan and Sadako? This music doesn't feel like it fits in with what's going on right now. No, that couldn't. They weren't some old, random old man. It was Rika-chan. It was Sadako. They couldn't kill them so readily.
Rika-chan and Sadako-chanも同じだと思った方がいいでしょうね。
Oh my gosh. Those were the words I wanted to hear the least, and I fought them back with a scream of my own. Even though it wouldn't change anything, I still couldn't help but scream. This time, the tears flowed. Oh, poor Keiichi. I'd been confronted with the most horrific outcome that I'd been trying to avoid considering ever since last night, and I cried. There was no longer any doubt that it was my fault. I killed them. I killed Rika-chan and Sadako. I succumbed to the weakness of my own heart and confessed everything to Rika-chan. That's why they were killed. That meant I killed them. When Rika-chan looked at me with those innocent eyes, if only I hadn't given in. Even my voice gave out, and yet still, I cried. And cried. Oh, he's gonna snap on her. He's lost it now. He probably won't be able to hold it in. Rika-chan and Sadako, they've been killed. We couldn't even find their remains. I would never be allowed to even apologize to their faces. If that was to be my punishment, then how brutal a punishment it was. I think Shion tried to comfort me, but I didn't hear any of it.
そんなことでどうするんですか？次に狙われるのは確実に私かケイちゃんなんですよ。お願いですから、しっかりしてください。お願いします。お願いしますから。
Shion was shouting, imploring me with a voice that sounded like tears were in her eyes. However, I was coming to hate the sound of that voice more and more. This Shion killed them. I had no doubts that this person killed them. Why? Why?
どうしてだよ。どうして人をさらったり殺したりするんだよ。たたりだかなんだか知らないが、人の命ってのはそんなに安いのかよ。あっさり消したり殺したり。
ええ、全くです。悪魔ですよね。
I felt like crushing the receiver in my hand. How long did this person plan on acting like it was someone else's problem? There was magma in the pit of my stomach, and it felt like it was going to erupt at any moment.
なあ、シオン、教えてくれ。どうしてこの北見沢では綿流しの夜に人が死ななければならないことになってしまったんだ。
それは私が知りたいです。
See, with the way this game is, this could totally just be Shion, and I'm totally wrong about everything, and Oishi-san's wrong about it, and Keiji's wrong about it, and she's totally innocent.
もうダム計画との戦いは終わったんだぞ。なのにどうしてまだたたり足りないんだ。どうしてだよ。どうして。理由があるなら言ってみろよ。
I was incoherent at this point. My emotions had broken through the dam inside of me, rushing forth, and I couldn't stop them. These were not simple questions. This was an interrogation. Shion herself hadn't realized it yet. It was just too funny. It was so funny I couldn't stop crying.
ケイちゃんの気持ち、私もよくわかります。ダム闘争はとっくの昔に終わったんです。なのに毎年、お社様のたたりという名の殺人と失踪が繰り返されている。なぜ？どうしてなんですか？全然関係ない人もいた。たたられるのに不相応な人だっていたのに、どうして？どうして？
それを俺が聞いてるんだ。
それを私だって知りたいんですよ。
Haha. Both our ragged breaths could be heard over the phone. Oh, I sang it like it was they were laughing, but I was like, more like, ha, ha. I just thought he'd finally lost his mind.
お社様のたたりなんて非現実的なものは初めから存在しません。ケイちゃんの言う通り、村の何者かがお社様のたたりというもっともらしい大義名分を利用して綿流しのたびに殺しと失踪を繰り返しているんです。奴らは狡猾でした。たたりを都合よく利用して村の旧敵を毎年2人ずつ消し去るシステムを構築していったんです。そしてこのシステムで今年は高野さんたちが殺された。
じゃあ2人で十分じゃねえかよ。どうして村長やリカちゃんやサトコまで殺されなくちゃならないんだよ。それに俺は過去のことは今さらどうでもいいんだ。リカちゃんとサトコがなぜ殺されなくちゃならなかったのか、どうしてなんだ。サトコには打ち上げですらないんだぞ。どうしてサトコまで。どうしてなんだ。
Silence fell between us. I'm kind of glad that music was like so not. It was like the music in this game is usually pretty good. That music just did not feel very appropriate. A silence fell between us. Shion didn't answer for a while.
ケイちゃん、もういじめないでください。
A sob. Was Shion crying?
私だって何が何だかわからないんです。最後殿に忍び込んだあの晩から全てが変わってしまった。
It was the same for me. As I listened to Shion's bitter weeping, I could feel my agitation subsiding.
あの晩、高野さんたちが死んだと聞き、耳を疑いました。そしてすぐに気づいたんです。今度は自分が狙われる立場になったんだって。忍び込んだのは私とケイちゃんだけが都合よく許してもらえるわけがない。そう思った時、それがどれだけ心細くて恐ろしいことだったか、ケイちゃんにはわかりますよね。
There was nothing fake about her words. She'd even understood how I felt.
だから私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。
See, maybe this is MION, like, being a really good manipulator, but, like, now I'm starting to come back around, I'm like, this could, like, the fact that she's, like, so in tune with how she felt and how I'd feel, I'm starting to come around that this is actually Shion. And maybe MION disappeared instead? I don't know.
私はみんなが入ってはいけないという最後伝に面白半分な気持ちで踏み
Or maybe Shion and MION are working together. I don't know at this point.
いけないことだとは分かっていましたが、本当に面白半分な気持ち、ちょっとした探検気分のつもりだったんです。一緒に入った高野さんたちはその後すぐに殺されてしまいました。それもあんなむごい最後、あの日からいつ私も襲われるのではないかと怯えています。君吉のおじいちゃんしか助けてくれる人がいません。だからおじいちゃん、助けてって。
And then we have to clear this whole thing up. Is like, when is she told Kimiyoshi? When?
君吉のおじいちゃん、怒らなかった。そしてにっこり笑って、しおんちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
Shion cried bitterly, recalling the beloved mayor's death. It was such a sad voice that none who heard it could prevent it from twisting their hearts. Again, did I let my emotions take over and go off at her? Shion was in the same situation as me. She should have been my one and only comrade. Thump. My heart pounded. My other self, deep within my mind, whispered to me, "Don't forget Keiichi Maibara. Don't forget about the mayor." On the morning after Watanagashi, he was told of Takano-san and Tomitake-san's death over the phone and committed to a meeting that evening. He went to a hospital appointment. He didn't tell his family. He'd only made it back just in time for the meeting. He went straight to the assembly hall. That's what Oishi-san said. See, and I'm getting like, I got taken in too. Like, she's just such a good actress. If this isn't true. Even though, like, the cops, they have, like, definitive proof.
村長に打ち明けたんだよ。
Oh.
ごめんな、シオン。悲しい気持ちのところに追い打ちをかけるようで。シオンは打ち明けたんだよな。君吉のおじいちゃん。つまり、村長に。
はい。
いつ打ち明けたんだよ。
Oh, here we go. I'd begun to get scared of saying it aloud after hearing her sad voice. I wasn't saying it was contradictory, though. Besides, if there was a contradiction, then I wanted Shion to explain it to me. Oh man, Keiichi. She's probably gonna snap on him, and he's so dead now.
村長さんは重い痔を患ってて、病院にかかっていたという話は知
He's
ってるか。
laying it all out right now. Oh, this is bad.
ケイちゃん、それが何か。
答えてくれ。知らないなら知らないと答えればいい。
There was a momentary silence. Then after stammering a few times, she replied.
痔だったのは知ってます。座る時とか辛そうでしたから。
病院に通ってたんだ。どこの病院かは知ってるよな。
ごめんなさい。それはちょっと知りませんけど。でもケイちゃん、それが一体何の。
Shion didn't know what hospital the mayor went to. That meant it was impossible for her to have gone all the way to the hospital to confess everything. Since she didn't know his destination, she obviously couldn't have seen him on the train either. If there was any other chance for her to contact him, it would have been after he came to Hinamizawa. The train, however, had been delayed, and he only got back right before the meeting was about to start. He didn't have time. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to listen to Shion spill the beans.
単刀直入に聞きたいんだ。シオンはいつ村長に打ち明けたんだ。どこで。大雑把でいいから教えてほしいんだ。
ケイちゃん、なんでそんなこと。
Oh man, Shion. Oh, now I'm like, now she's just crying just to try and like get him to take pity on her. Her sob pierced into my ears. I was taken by the illusion I was bullying her. Even so, I'll say it. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please prove to me that you're the real Shion.
ありえないんだよ。村長が失踪した日、朝から消えるまでシオンには接触できる機会は。そんな。村長は朝一で誰にも内緒の大学病院へ一人で診察に出かけた。
Oh, she's probably gonna be like, who told you this? And when I tell her it was Oishi, she's like, maybe she'll be like in the first chapter where she's like, I should have killed that old man when I had the chance.
シオンは今この病院を知らないと言った。だから帰ってくるまで村長と接触することはできないはずだ。そうだろう。帰りの電車が事故で遅れたので自宅に帰ってきたのは会合の始まる直前だった。つまり会合が始まるまでの時間にも打ち明ける時間的余裕はないんだ。
I heard Shion repeating her weak sobs. That sort of feminine voice automatically ripped into my heart. It was so painful for me to say it.
シオンも一緒に会合に出たのか？そして会合の席上で打ち明けたのか？ここで打ち明けなきゃもう時間がないもんな。村長は帰宅途中で失踪するんだから。
Shion went to the meeting, didn't she? Did she or didn't she? The question was so simple to answer, but she didn't give me an immediate response.
実は会合に
Man, I feel stupid I got taken in at first. She's such a good actress, whether this be Shion or MION.
あの日シオンが行くと言ったバイトすら君は欠勤してるんだ。もっと端的に言おう。君は俺と一緒に行った図書館以降誰にも目撃されていない。
Oh my god, dude. Oh, he's just condemned himself right now.
ケイちゃん、
園崎シオンは綿流しの翌日に失踪したんだ。
The other end fell silent as the grave. It was so quiet it was like the phone cord had been cut. I couldn't sense anyone there.
大石さんは君がすでに失踪していると言っているんだ。
Yep, he's yep.
でもシオンはこうして毎晩俺に電話をかけてきてくれただろ。
Shion's sobs were torturing me. Still, I'm pretty sure I haven't said anything wrong.
頼むシオン、俺が言ったことが間違ってるならそうだと言ってくれ。シオン、頼むから。シオン、お前は村長に会ってなんかないんだ。もし会ったとしたなら。
If Shion ever did have the chance to meet with the mayor on that day, then that meant...
村長が会合を終えた後、すなわち失踪する直前、もしくは失踪してからしかありえないんだ。
Oh, Jesus. Do not like that. That's awful. Ah! That's horrifying. That's the worst thing I've seen yet in this game. Oh, God. I don't like it. Oh, my God. Beep, beep, went the dial tone. That was terrifying. Oh, my God, my heart just stopped there. Oh. I stood there dazed for a while until I realized she'd hung up on me. Oh my god! Oh my god! How much more of this is there? Oh my god, I don't think I can handle much more.